Nobody told me to watch you, and nobody told me to watch you.
Oh, hey, Chatter.
Before Mona ever joined the cast, she was already getting warned about certain cast members on the pod, and she tells us exactly who. So stay tuned and we'll get to those names she said in just a minute. It's the Patreon episode Off My Dean. Now, Mona, being Mona, didn't even hesitate to let the whole room know that she got some intel on them.
You know, when I came, people warned me, oh, watch out for this person, watch out for that person.
Who they tell you watch out for?
But interesting enough, it sounds like she just found out what was sent to her from her assistant.
What, you ice?
I got an email 6 pages long. I didn't even know.
So, will this change how Mona moves on the pod, or even her staying for a longer period of time? Now, they do bleep out who she says sent it.
Watch out for that.
And I've played it back several times because, of course, you already know what I'm wondering.
Mail to HR. Oh my God, the culture! I can't stand it. I don't know what's going on.
Her suggestions, I'm gonna save them.
And you are probably too. You guys watch it and tell me what you think she says. Is the JBP trying to get us to take the bait? I mean, Mel's picture was already flipped around, and I wasn't running to tell y'all about that because at this point, Mel seems to be on her own journey, doing some interviews and focusing on herself at this time.
I feel like part of my reason for being here, a purpose, is I'm a conduit.
Either way, the real story isn't the edit to me or the painting being flipped. It's the fact that Mona was warned. I mean, you don't warn someone about simple workplace tiffs or everyday conflicts, right? And it sounds like there's been some alleged interaction that may have made Mona already cry.
I'm talking about that Master Joe, Mr. Joe.
I
met Master Joe the other day.
We were wondering why she kept saying Mr. Joe in the episode, and I thought it was Mona just trying to be funny because she was hungry and whatnot. And in the moment, I wasn't even asking what would make her refer to him this way. But she flashes back to her and Flip bonding and telling this moment that happened when the cameras were off and Joe saying this.
Me and this Flip just bonded, laughing, playing. Just stop. We wasn't even working. Stopped and said, yo, I don't give about whatever y'all talking about. I can't even think around this mother.
And they weren't even recording. What is going on over there? Because Mona definitely does not seem like she's a softie.
Scared I'm gonna say something. Think I won't say something?
And she would react the way Flip describes. Listen.
Last time you did that, we had
and we both said something because me. I'm like, Joe, well, we heard what you said.
So, no, you was
she
was sad.
Now, Mona didn't just get a heads up. She got a 6-page email, y'all, with photos. That's not a warning. That's a whole file cabinet somebody was keeping. And you don't build 6 pages of receipts for simple personality conflicts. You build that when someone believes there is a pattern, there is a history, and the next person or whoever they had in mind at the time might need to be in the know and to come prepared in Mona's case. Because think about it. Who sends 6 pages and pictures if the issue is just, oh, he talks a lot, or oh, he has strong takes, or they took my lunch and ate it? Nobody.
Nobody told me to watch Parks. Nobody told me to watch you, and nobody told me to watch you.
When she finally narrowed it down, she didn't name who she was warned about first. She started by clearing the ones she wasn't warned about. Through elimination, that lands on exactly who viewers may have expected. Joe says, all right, so you were warned about me.
Somebody warned me about Joe on the first time. People warned me about Joe the first time I came. Like the very first time years ago. They were like, girl.
Get back to answering Ish.
They was like, girl.
And what he said.
Watch out for that.
Then Ish. And then she mentions Corey. And that was a surprise to me because Corey's not even on mic. Meanwhile, the others sat still like people who have already heard it all before, either about themselves or the culture of the pod. And that is why this moment is bigger than this name being bleeped out. The bleep was just a distraction. But the warning, it came right to Mona with receipts.
6-page long. Pictures included.
That kind of documentation is very interesting and leads me to think two things that can be true at the same time. So the first is someone might have genuinely been trying to prepare Mona and let her know what she would be getting herself into, or that someone could have been trying to keep her from taking that spot. And depending on when she actually learned this, because she says her assistant told her, it sounds like she may not have seen those receipts until after she was already in the room on the pod, which changes the whole dynamic. Now she has more information than she had before, and you could feel it in the way she started going around the room. What stood out most? Because to me, nobody looked shocked. Nobody asked who sent it. And Flip is the only one who actually asked what was said about him, because you already know if he got the green light, he was about to start emptying the clip on camera, okay?
What they told you to watch out about me, Mona? I know you know that. I know they told you about Flip. What they said?
It's so funny. I don't even think nobody mentioned you.
They all reacted like this wasn't new information to them. And maybe it was because they talked about it before filming, or maybe that'll be an off-camera convo. Who knows? I mean, the comments, the clips, all of it, I'm sure they have heard it all about themselves before. Mark, even on one of the episodes, goes into talking about, hearing criticism about himself all the time since he's been on the pod. And I can imagine how that weighs on them. And as he's going into it and talking about it, it does break my heart a little, because that has to really take a toll on you, from interacting with the fandom, getting critiqued, seeing clips about yourself. Like, you can't even go online without seeing somebody's take about something that you said. So I feel for them.
And nobody told me to watch out for you either. I said that.
No,
All I know is Mona does not hold back.
I ain't scared of you.
And I have a feeling we are about to get to know the JBP cast a whole lot more, with Mona and Flip tag teaming them and divulging the whispers in the room. I have said before, Mona and Flip should do a show together, and now they really are proven they are more alike than opposites. The real story here isn't the bleep or the painting. It's the warning that came before, and the bleep was entertainment, but the warning is telling us a different story. Because let's be honest, warnings don't get that long unless there's history, and Mona let the info on the warning land with viewers before she dove in further and named exactly who she was told to watch out for. So what was the point of Mona bringing this to the Patreon? Was this her way of saying, if I disappear off the couch too, or don't make it past these 90 days that she alluded to, audience, y'all know what's up. In the next episode, she even tells Park sometimes he's sour, but mostly he's sweet. I mean, is Parks a whole Sour Patch Kid and we only get to see a certain side? All that aside, what was most noticeable to me is that no one in the room asked who the email came from or who warned Mona or what was said about them. Kind of makes me think it might have been Mel, for real. What do you guys think? Because also watching Mel's interviews she was doing before and after her exit, check out some of the clips where she says certain things.
The amount of trash that we've had to listen to when it came to certain male podcasters.
Come on.
Your boos mean nothing to me because I've seen what you cheer for.
Somebody would send a heads up when there are serious conflicts or issues they could be trying to save the person from having to deal with, or save themselves a spot on the couch, be it someone from the past, present, or maybe that was vying for a spot on the couch. So is the warning about the JBP culture and cast behavior, Or was this mysterious person trying to save a seat for themselves and deter Mona from signing on? Despite the warning and depending on when Mona found out, because she does say she didn't even know and her assistant told her, so did she find out after she signed? Or was it maybe after her leaving the pod that she referenced meeting the second Joe and maybe the second version of some of the other cast members? And this is where, as a viewer, you start asking the real questions. Why was a warning necessary at all? And why those particular cast members? Was it a fan that sent the 6-page email and warnings? Could it have just been an acquaintance of the JBP? Or maybe another cast member? You already know what to do. Let's talk about it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and go check out my Patreon.